Hi everybody. Today I wanted to talk about the two pieces of legislation that have been passed recently. The first was about gay marriage being legal in the United States, and the second was about the South Carolina state flag, the rebel flag, or the Confederate flag, being taken down. Now this connects to my previous video about African Americans because, as we know, the Confederate flag represents a lot of the beliefs that were held at the Civil War time, including slavery. And I'm wearing a very important shirt to share my belief system. Get together, and it's the American flag. Well, let's talk about how these two issues connect. Back when I was in high school, my sociology teacher had us do a project. She had us take the standpoint that homosexuality is wrong. I thought this was a terrible thing. I didn't want anyone thinking that I was against homosexuality. I wanted everyone to believe that I am not a bigot. I believe that love is love, and everyone who loves each other should be able to express that love. Well, I'm not sure her point in getting us to do this project. Maybe it was to try and see another viewpoint. And that's what I think our students could do when it comes to the Confederate flag issue. So, I have here a list of suggestions that teachers could have their students do when it comes to talking about the bill signing in South Carolina and the Confederate flag. For general education, I'd suggest writing an essay, a persuasive essay, on why keeping the flag is important, using historical evidence to support their position. Using the historical evidence, they can read books such as The Red Badge of Courage and The Fighting Ground. The Fighting Ground is typically a elementary school book, but it means that those lower leveled readers in high school can use it. And there's so much to analyze in both books that it's perfect for tons of language arts criteria, as well as history and learning and persuading and that. For advanced placement, and this is a very cautious subject, again, like I was told to support the anti-gay marriage. For advanced placement, persuade us to go back to slavery. Use your math skills to calculate how inflation would see the life of a slave and how it would change our entire system. Maybe it would change our system for the better. I'm trying to keep an open mind here. So those are my suggestions, and I'm going to show you the various Common Core standards that the Red Badge of Courage and the Fighting Ground. Standards for this writing and reading assignment include ELA Literacy Reading 1, 5.1, 5.2, 5.4. Big one is 5.6. Describe how a narrator's or speaker's point of view influences how events are described. Also, 6 through 12's reading is very similar, so think of it as 6 through 12. Point 1. In writing standards, we have writing 5.1, and that includes A, B, C, D. We have writing 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, and 5.9. To look these up, because I'm sure you can't read this, go to their website, which is corestandards.org/ELA-literacy, and then you'll look at your various grades and subject matters. This is the last one that I selected here. That's why it's in blue.
In our state, the flag stands for traditions that are noble. Traditions of history, of heritage, and of ancestry. The hate-filled murderer who massacred our brothers and sisters in Charleston has a sick and twisted view of the flag. In no way does he reflect the people in our state who respect and in many ways revere it. Those South Carolinians view the flag as a symbol of respect, integrity, and duty. They also see it as a memorial, a way to honor ancestors who came to the service of their state during time of conflict. That is not hate, nor is it racism. At the same time, for many others in South Carolina, the flag is a deeply offensive symbol of a brutally oppressive past. As a state, we can survive, and indeed we can thrive, as we have done, while still being home to both of those viewpoints. We do not need to declare a winner and a loser here. We respect freedom of expression, and that for those who wish to show their respect for the flag on their private property, no one will stand in your way. But the statehouse is different, and the events of this past week call upon us to look at this in a different way. We are here in a moment of unity in our state, without ill will, to say it's time to move the flag from the Capitol grounds. The grounds of the South Carolina State House. So tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., we will see the Confederate flag come down. We are a state that believes in tradition. We're a state that believes in history. We're a state that believes in respect. So we will bring it down with dignity, and we will make sure that it is put in its rightful place. But this is a story about action. This is a story about the history of South Carolina, and how the action of 9 individuals laid out this long chain of events that forever showed the state of South Carolina what love and forgiveness looks like. With that, I am proud to say that the bill has been signed. I do want to also acknowledge these 9 pins are going to each of the 9 families of the Emmanuel 9. The actions that those people took to get us to this point today.
Thinking about the flag and the cruelty that it has portrayed and the belief systems behind it really made me think about other times in history. So I wonder if it makes any of you out there remember this.
Behind me stands a wall that encircles the free sectors of this city, part of a vast system of barriers that divides the entire continent of Europe. From the Baltic south, those barriers cut across Germany in a gash of barbed wire, concrete, dog runs, and guard towers. Farther south, there may be no visible, no obvious wall, but there remain armed guards and checkpoints all the same. Still a restriction on the right to travel. Still an instrument to impose upon ordinary men and women the will of a totalitarian state. Yet it is here in Berlin where the wall emerges most clearly. Here, cutting across your city, where the news photo and the television screen have imprinted this brutal division of a continent upon the mind of the world. Today I say, as long as this gate is closed, as long as this scar of a wall is permitted to stand, it is not the German question alone that remains open, but the question of freedom for all. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Thanks for watching. I hope you got some ideas for your students to do some writing activities, like our general ed ideas or our advanced placement ideas. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Thank you.